What up, my friends? I got a feeling that this stream is jorking pretty hardcore. That is my sneaking suspicion about this one based on, actual facts. So I hope that I'm coming through in a reasonable way. I'm going to grab the live stream link, share it in the Discord, and then we shall see if we can have ourselves a proper stream this evening, or if the techno gods are gonna quash our communal time. All right. Let's see here. Oh, I feel a sneeze lingering right on the tip of my nose, bro. Right on the tip of my big fat nose. Is it coming? Yep, it sure is. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. There we go. All right, the sneeze has been blasted. Hopefully the stream is functioning. All right, so let's switch this over and do our hellos. What up, Jess and Kentucky, Total, Millmaster, Zircon, Bill, Biggie, Teferi, 777, Yamagoro, Vlogarino, Wildfire, Error, Blue Cats, Potts, Aaron, Octopus, Andrew, Gianna, Luke, Myers, Chim. Hello. Hello to all of you guys. What's up? What's up? How's the stream coming through? Vlogarino's membership message says, welcome to the stream, y'all. 61 months as a member. That's a crazy amount of time. That is a nutty amount of time. So thank you for being a member for over 5 years. That is a significant amount of time. Chim Season's greetings. What, did you see the Christmas sweater that Carly was showing me that she tried on, bro? Andrew, what the hell does 5x5 mean? I don't know if that's good or bad. Aaron streams smooth on your end? Okay, good.
You know what 5x5 means?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. You told me the other day.
What?
You told me the other day. You were asking people if you're coming in, right? And he says, I'm 5x5. You're 5x5? That means you're loud and clear.
Yeah, I
You're
did.
good.
All right.
I'm reading you 5x5. I'm playing a lot of XCOM.
Yeah.
And I asked you that the other day, and then maybe I looked it up and told you.
Yeah, you must have looked it up because I don't know that one.
So you're coming in loud and clear. You're good.
All right. All right. Over. Go get the aliens. Get those Xeno scum. Carly's excommunate. She's excommunicating the aliens. Vlogarino, you were pregnant. She's 5 now. Don't say that. Don't say that. I'm aging in real time. I can feel my bones withering away. That's wild. Seeing some of my friends, some of my old coworkers, their kids growing up, and I'm just like, I remember when she was a little girl. Now she's a fat adult. Man, his daughter needs to eat less. I thought that yesterday, looking at his little pork bag of a daughter on Facebook yesterday. I'm not going to say who, obviously, but I was like, man, your daughter got really fat in a short amount of time. Like, I remember her growing up, and she looked normal all along, and now she's fat. Gianna's membership message, stream is clear and strong. Well, thank you for that. A wildfire, Carly beat you to it, running in here yelling it at me. Kenzuki, you thought 5x5 means I'm 5 feet tall, but also 5 feet wide? That's chode ratings, people. That's chode. It's military because there are 5 levels of loudness and 5 levels of clarity. Oh, all right. All right. Zircon, you're getting a bit of a low frame, but it's clear and sounds fine. Okay. All right. Well, that's what matters. It's okay if the stream is a little bit frazzled on the edges, but as long as it's working, we're good, you know? Epic, are Verges the new best dual land? It remains to be seen. It remains to be seen. They're decent, to say the least, right? Jess, if I had 35 kids, I'd want everybody to know it. Be like, guys, I can't afford these kids. Help me. Help me. Help me run some of them off into the woods. I would take my kids camping like every weekend, and I would totally just do everything in my power to attract as many bears to the campsite as possible and hope that bears ate my children. If I had 35 kids, I would 100% try and do a bear culling like every weekend. It's like you keep going back into the woods. You've lost 5 children to bears already, and you keep going back into the woods. And I'm like, you can't let your fears control you. I got to teach these kids. We got to get it down. We got to get that number of kids down to something manageable. 35 to 3.5. Like one of the kids can get half eaten by a bear and hop around or something, you know? What up, Juglum? What up, Shelton? Brent, how's it going, buddy? Chim, you went 0-3 at F&M. Targeer's a solid set, but draft can get shaky. Up your game. No one had a solid deck. Well, they all beat you. They all beat you. Andrew, you had a great start to the week. You bought another booster box of wonders and pulled another stone foil. You have multiple stone foils? I have no stone foils. I have not pulled any stone foils at all. At all. Where is my stone foil pullage? You owe me a stone foil tax, bro. Kentucky, me versus the world? That wouldn't even be fair. The world's going to need somebody else on their team. Bum, bum, bum. Shelton Super Chat says, I was thinking on the drive home I was in the mood for a wheel stream. Spin me, Hatch Daddy. Well, your feelings have become your reality. It's like the fucking secret. You gotta wish it to be it. If you can see it, you can be it. If you can reave it, you can achieve it. If you have 40 kids, feed them to the bears, bro. Those are the truths of life. All right, Shelton. Let's see what the spin shall be, buddy. If I had 35 kids, I could have my own magic family tourney. I'd make them work in the sausage factory. I would make them make sausages all day long. I would force them to deal with pig intestines because, it's insult. Because that's less disgusting. Working in a sausage factory, handling intestines and jamming them full of meat is less detestable than hanging out with Shelton, all right? The only thing worse than feeding your kids to bears is introducing them to Shelton. Because actually, it would be a great idea to introduce them to Shelton because he's so boring. The children would die of boredom. That's actually the new plan. If I have a bunch of kids, I'll make them hang out with Shelton, and then they'll all tie plastic bags over their head because they'd rather not exist than deal with that clown-faced goon. All right. Oh, Baghead Billy. He's sleeping with the angels now, or the fishes, or something. Help me dump these bodies off the bridge. You know what I'm saying? So, Shelton's an ugly chode, am I right? 5x5, you guys hear me loud and clear? Well, he's a fucking 0.1 by 0.1. You multiply that together, you get something even smaller. And that's the size of his dong. Because it's nothing but wrong. And I could hate on Shelton all night long. I might even make a song. Nah, I don't want to talk about it anymore because he fucking sucks. You suck, Shelton. You suck and you should feel bad. That's how the insult ends. Nick, don't let your dreams be dreams. Don't let your dreams be teen wolves. That's my motto. Never let your dreams become teen wolves, you know? Drunko, first day of a 4-day weekend. Hell yeah. Wheel insults, mountain hiking, and foraging mushrooms. The Mushroom Mountain Man. Do it up. Do it up. To fair, you heard of 100 People versus Bigfoot. Is that one of them adult movies? Is that what you're watching? What up, every day? Juggling, you don't dream? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You guys know there's a movie called Strawberry Mansion where the government taxes your dreams? And it's such an interesting concept, but the rest of the movie is just about pretty much other things. The guy's a dream auditor, and the movie could have been so good, but it tries to do like 3 big ideas and executes on none of them really. But I found the idea of a dream auditor to be incredibly compelling, and the government literally taxing your dreams is such a wild dystopian thing that feels on the verge of being believable almost, you know? Juggling, you don't. It's just sleep, black nothingness. Stop doing all the drugs. Stop doing all the drugs and you'll start to have dreams again. And then they'll mess with you because you haven't had dreams in so long. And then you'll be like, what is going on? I'm having dreams and I can remember them. That's it. Stay off the drugs, juggle them. Then you can dream again. It's always weird when the dreams come back, especially when they feel real. I had a bad dream that all this went away, that I wasn't doing YouTube anymore, that I couldn't insult Shelton, all of it. It was all gone. And I woke up really sad and then realized, hey, wait a minute, that's not what happened. The funniest, though, to me, is when you have a dream where you're having some kind of problem and it's really annoying. Like, you're just like, oh my God, this stupid school report is due, and I'm pretty sure I already finished this class. So how is there this one report that I don't know about? And I'm going to have to spend the next 3 nights working on it. This is so stupid. And then I've had dreams like that. And then I wake up and I go and take a leak, and I'm getting back in bed, and my brain's still thinking about it, trying to sort it out. And it's like, why are you thinking about this? It's not real. We don't have to worry about a task that's not real. Shut up, brain. Shut up. Listen, Biggie, I'm not the one who made the idea for the movie, bro. So if the government steals that idea, I mean, nothing I can do about it. You think that the government's not listening to me, bro? They're not listening to me. Millmaster, Lathe of Heaven. It's on the list. It's on the list. But since I haven't seen it, I don't have any real frame of reference point for it. You know? Went down to the game store today, and there was multiple people who were gung-ho about Wonders down there. The one guy who I hooked up with some Wonders literally had a book and a bunch of deck lists in there. And I brought down a big box full of extra commons and uncommons that I had, because I'm like, there's going to be people who need more cards for their decks and don't have what they need. And he's sitting there with the whole book, pulling out all these cards. And I just pulled out some foils, because I'm working on collecting foils and stuff. And at the end of it, I was just like, I'm leaving this box at the store anyway, so you can give it to the guy to put behind the counter for later. But you can go through and take everything that you want, and I'll just take these foils that I want. Which, he had these foils as part of his play collection. So I already went through the box and pulled out a copy of each of the foils, so he'd still have them to play with, like the regular versions. And then he pulled out all these cards that he wanted. And I was like, I'll just take these, just common and uncommon foils. I didn't touch any of the rare, epic, or mythic foils. He has some that I want to trade for, but we'll do that when I have my other trading stuff with me and not just a box of commons and uncommons. But I'm like, you can just take everything that you want out of this. I'm leaving, so help yourself, take your time, and I'll take these foils. And he was like, I'm unaccustomed to people being this generous in trades, and it doesn't feel right. And I'm like, just take as much as you want, and then later on, maybe you'll have some more common or uncommon foils I want, and you can just hook me up with those, and then it'll feel even. Does that sound good? And he's like, sure, okay, we'll do that. And I just was like, yeah, help yourself, man. It's fun. It's fun because it feels like old times, kind of like Magic the Gathering was at the beginning, where there's not enough stuff to go around in your play group, where everybody just goes and gets like a ton of stuff, and then it's like, I have everything. I have everything, so I only really need to trade for some very particular rares. It's more like, yo, I need commons and uncommons for my decks on top of different rares and stuff. And not like nobody, I don't have that much overall myself. So there's a genuine need to actually trade, and it's got a quaint old school feel to it that I'm vibing on, you know? Jim says, if your dreams are all black, it's your mind processing the horror of your reality and blocking it out. Listen. If he comes to these streams, that means at least part of his life is okay. Although, let's be real, Jugglim is like relentlessly positive, so his life is probably nightmarish. And he's like, if I'm nice to other people, then maybe the unrelenting hell that is my existence will let up for a minute. You know? Andrew, yep. You're right. You can get it through Target. That's true. Biggie Wonders looks interesting. Right now, it's my second favorite game next to Magic the Gathering in terms of card games. It is my number 2 choice. I'm having fun collecting up the cards. I want to try all of the different precons against the decks that the other guys have built, because the precons for this are like challenger level decks. They're actually not... Like, the 2-player starter kit just has very beginnerish decks with not much in them. But the rest of the decks were meant to be full-on playable, out of the box, good to go, reasonably competitive. So I want to try them all out and see how they feel, because I've only played with some of them. When I had the initial chance to play with some ended up going to other people and whatever else, so I didn't have them all, you know? Oh, I got the sneezing coming again. Ness, if you like the person that you'll do uneven trades, none of the nickel and diamond crap. I don't want to sit there and go, okay, I got to go through your binder. You're a quarter over. Now you go through my stuff. Oh, you're a quarter over. And go back and forth with that. Like, I don't have an interest in doing that. But if it's somebody who's always picking more value stuff, like, and it makes the trade always slanted in his favor, then I do want to get down into the nitty gritty of it, just based on the principle at a certain point, you know? So I get you with the whole, like, if I like you, I'm not going to worry about that stuff. And I'm the same way. I try to be chill about it. But, like, when it comes to trading Magic and everything's going by, like, online price guide, however you want to do it, whatever, it's just at a certain point, it's like, bro, it seems like you intentionally do this every time. And I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not letting you get away with it. Even though it's insignificant, I'm just going to stop you from gaining joy from this or whatever. If you're feeling happy that you always get ahead, it's a one-way street. So no, I'm closing the street, bro. Jim, I haven't played that since whenever I played that. But the game itself is still going. Like, there's only so much time to play different games. And with a bunch of card games, there's nobody in my area who has it. So I can't really play it with anybody else. And depending on how much of it I have, I can help other people or not. So a good example of a game I can play with other people is Grand Archive, because nobody else has Grand Archive, but I have 7 different Grand Archive decks, and I have a whole bunch of booster boxes of Grand Archive for extra loose cards. So Grand Archive is an option. But card games that I have very little of, and like 2 starter decks or whatever at most, those games don't have much potential for me to actually play them unless they've really grabbed me. And so some of them just end up lingering. That's the way it goes. They linger on the shelf. So I still have a bunch of unopened packs of that, but nah, I haven't played it. But I'm not saying the game's dead. Just because I'm not playing something doesn't mean that's not going on. Wonders, there's a number of people who have it at the game store, because the people who made it sent me extra to give to people at the game store. And I made sure to pick people who tried the game and genuinely enjoyed it. So the one guy enjoyed it enough that he had He cracked all the stuff that he got. He had organized it into play sets and extras. He had made a bunch of different deck lists. Like, he's full in, ready to go. He was literally at the game store earlier today saying, hey, are you going to do any kind of events with Wonders? And the store owner was saying that the current time frame is pretty cramped with other games right now, like Altered, Lorcana, Magic. But in July, there'd be some time to do a learn to play event, right? Because I hooked up multiple people at the shop. I hooked up the game store owner. I hooked up the guy who works there as well. Just a bunch of people. And yeah. So there's actually people who are there to play the game. And that makes a big difference. That's actually why the Wonders people sent the stuff out. It's basically like, hey man, we want to support you and Carly and Double Strike being able to play Wonders with more people. So we're going to hook you up with stuff so that more people can enjoy it. And it was nice. It was nice seeing that. I brought the box of commons and uncommons down today, not knowing if it would be needed. And it instantly getting dug into made me very satisfied that I brought it down. And I told somebody else as well, I'm like, help yourself to the stuff in the box and I can trade it to you the next time we meet up, because next time I'm going to bring all my rares, you know? And I haven't seen all the stuff from the game yet. So the one guy stuff I was looking at today, he has a foil copy of the Blazing Phoenix pub. And I need that for my collection. I do not have one at all. And he has a foil one. So I'm hoping... I got some Wonders packs here. If we spin Wonders on the wheel, I'm hoping that I open up a Phoenix pub so that I can just do I'll give you the regular version and something for your foil version, you know? Because otherwise, I don't know if he'll trade me the foil version or not. Brent, Magic used to make challenger decks that were reasonable precons. You could play it out of the box, or you could grab two of them, put them together, and get a reasonable deck. At one point, there was fetch lands in challenger decks, but they obviously don't offer anything on that level anymore. Drunk will use throwing a Dr. Pepper and we're good. See, the people I'm talking about aren't going to go for that. They'll be like, so this trade's a quarter over and I have to buy you $1 pop? No, I got to find another 75 cents worth of cards. Jason, you ripped up a Ristic Study. You have 12, and this guy kept trying to push it on you, trying to get your Mox Opal, and you said no 15 times. You didn't rip up his Ristic Study, did you? You just ripped up one of yours to prove a point? I remember when I used to sell cards, and there was this dude who would grind me on cards all the time. Like, oh, I want this card. And I'm like, okay, it's going for $3. And he'd be like, oh. And I just got tired of it. At a certain point, I said, look, man, you're looking this stuff up. You have to already know what the values are. If you don't, I'm tired of playing this game where you say you want the cards, and then no matter what the price is, you're always sighing about it. Like, I'm sick of this. Look up the prices ahead of time so that we don't have to do this anymore. Because for real, I'm done with this. It's really obnoxious. You keep asking me for cards and then acting put upon about the price of the cards. And we're not talking about big, expensive cards. So you need to stop, right? And so then he looks up prices of stuff. And I had this one card, and it was $5. And this happened after the channel started to go along, and I was getting a little bit of extra money from people supporting me on Patreon and through Super Chats and stuff. So I wasn't wholly dependent on my card sales anymore, which gave me a little bit more breathing room so I didn't have to put up with as much nonsense. So this guy wanted a $5 card, and I'm like, okay, here it is. It's $5. And he's like, no, it's $4.50. And I was like, no, it's $5. No, it's $4.50. I'm like, bro, it's $5. No, it's $4.50. And I said, do you want it half off? And he said, yeah. And so I just fucking ripped it in half in front of him and threw it in the trash. And he's just like, I needed that for my deck tonight. I'm like, and? Was that the only one you had? Yes. What the fuck, man? He freaked out. He started raging on me. And then he left and he came back later and he's like, oh, I was looking at the played version. You were right. The near mint was $5. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this game with you anymore either. Like, I will say the price, and either you agree to it exactly as what you said, or we're just not doing it. I'm not playing this back and forth shit with you ever again. Fuck you, dude. Right? Like, it's like, I didn't particularly want to rip up the $5 card, but the look of shock and outrage on his face was worth the loss of that $5 to tell him to go fuck himself in no uncertain terms. It was great. It was great. He could not believe that just happened. It was awesome. Jason, you ripped up his card? I can't get behind that, man. I can't get behind destroying other people's cards because they're annoying you. If somebody's annoying, destroying their property isn't okay, dude. Dominic Super Chat says, will you be adding Final Fantasy lore to your Magic lore channel considering Wizards is focusing more on it than normal Magic? Make sure not to mess up Tifa's backstory. Well, you know what, man? I did think about what I'm going to need to do in terms of the lore channel because Magic lore is not coming again until August, you know? So I am definitely not doing that. I'll tell you that. I'm not doing Final Fantasy lore. I feel like there's no point, you know? I feel like there is no point. It's just I'm not going to do like lore based, oh, now I'm doing a Spider-Man story. I did do a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons lore about the Xanathar when they did the D&D set, but that's because it falls in the wheelhouse of what I consider Fantasy Geographic to be in the first place. So, yeah. I don't know if it's going to be D&D lore or old school Magic lore or both, but that's what I'm currently looking at for the lore channel. Let's go! Bill Master, no one's ever rage quit a game and done the bushwhacker over me. Oh, it's sorcery. All right. We'll do some sorcery. Sorcery. Billy, I like telling people to fuck off. I like telling people to fuck off in a joking way. I don't actually really like telling people to fuck off for real. I don't like being aggravated with people and wanting to tell them to go fuck themselves. That's not an enjoyable scenario. Telling people that for fun, like with the insults on the wheel, is awesome. But for real, when I'm doing it, if I'm doing it, it means that I'm fucking stressed out and annoyed. You know what I mean? Yeah, Brent, you having people try to haggle when you work at the Best Buy is wild. I remember when I was going to college and this guy was trying to buy my books off me. And he's like, I need these books. I'm a college student and I need you to give me a discount. And I'm like, no, I'm also a college student. That doesn't work. Like, it's like if I'm a man with ants for heads and men with ants for heads need discounts on things. I'm also a man with ants for heads. So that means I can't give you a discount because men with ants for heads don't have enough money. You understand? You and me are the same. The whole I'm a student, I need it cheaper doesn't work when you're talking to other students. So, no, you can't. He kept contacting me trying to get me to sell my books for cheaper. And I was like, they're already really cheap. They're all really cheap. You know, like, so no. No, I won't be selling those to you because I know someone else will buy them. And then later on, the bookstore just started to buy your books back from you at a discount because they're just like, we can pay you very little and resell them, just like GameStop does. So that's what we're going to do. All right, let's get the camera focused up before we look at the sorcery action here. Make sure it's the right camera. Yeah, I don't like confrontation. I don't go out of my way for confrontation. I'm just not afraid of confrontation. You know what I mean? That's the difference. Like, I don't want to tell people to get fucked specifically. I don't go around looking for that. But if somebody's acting like a fucking dickbag, then I'm going to let them know, right? Drunkle, yeah, I won't be monologuing Uncle Ben's 75th death. Jason, glad to see all is well. Last time you watched my stream was when I was in my friend's basement. That was years ago, buddy. Years ago. Larry, that's right. No Final Fantasy teasers. I haven't even covered that. I have not even mentioned that. You know, when we're done this pack, I will talk about that real quick since it is the title of the stream. But it is a very straightforward thing. There literally will be no teasers for this set. All right, we got Iron Shackles. Maybe conjured to target enemy minion. Bearer is disabled. Pretty straightforward, bro. How can you claim to be free when you've never tried to find the end of your tether? Oh, tether balls! Kite Archer! All right. Recall. Oh, this is cool. Some crazy ritual. Teleport any number of allied minions to the caster's location. Oh, this guy's hurting, man. This guy's not doing well. That's cool. Teleportation magic. I like that. Polymorph. Oh, look at it. Look at it, man. Check out King McGoiter here, bro. Check out that goiter, son. Transform target nearby minion into a frog token. That's awesome. That's awesome. I know this is the king afterwards, but it just looks like another frog going, it's not going to be that bad, bro. Look at my neck, Brian. Look at how fat my neck has become. How can you say it's not going to be all right, you fucking dick? Oh, Jason, military life. I get you, buddy. Bone Rabble. Oh, man. This guy's having a bad hair day. Sedge crabs. They can go sideways because they're crabs. They're crab walking. You ever do that? Crab walking into the pool? Rimland nomads. They're going to take you to the Rimlands and they're going to charge you for a tongue in the butthole. All right. Then we got Plumed Pegasus. That artwork is very, very evocative. Very colorful. And the weird butterfly hair is totally wild. Swan Maidens. Look at the arms turning into wings. That's wild. Airborne and submerge. What a trippy combination. Before woman was, the water awaited her. You're gonna drown. Not if I turn into a swan. Azaridge Caravan. Has all elements and minion types. Okay. All right. Cave Trolls. Man, these guys have noses almost as big as me, bro. Blood Ravens. Oh, I remember the artwork for this. The raven reflected in the eye. That's crazy, man. Damage dealt by Blood Raven strikes heals you. It drinks the blood of your enemies and somehow transmits that energy to you. Incinerate. 4 damage to each other unit at target location near the caster or an allied dragon. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So either the caster of the spell or you can have a dragon cast this. Burn! Border Militia. Summon a foot soldier token to each site you control that borders an enemy site. All right. And then we got a Humble Village. Nice. I do like the quality of Sorcery's cards. They're good. They're good. Those over there. Not too shabby. Sheba, you and your friends just give each other cards? Well, that's an easy way to do things. 100%. 100%. Also, this is a great day. Dominic's unsubscribing due to the lack of Final Fantasy lore. I'm good with that. I am good with that, bro. All right, so there's no teasers. And by that, I mean specifically Mark Rosewater makes a set of teasers for every set. He's done it for however long. I don't remember when he started doing it, but years and years, right? And even for other Universe Beyond sets, like Lord of the Rings, for example. But there will be no teasers for the Final Fantasy set. He's not doing them due to complications. I'm guessing it's something to do with the licensing and how tight a rein Final Fantasy has control over like everything that happens with their property. So that Rosewater would have to clear his list of teasers with the Final Fantasy team first and then he'd be able to post them, right? So they're just not doing them, which sucks. People love the teasers. It's fun to see the little, like, here's some little hints. And Rosewater always plays his goofy little games where it's like, oh, I'm trying to make you think this, but it's actually this. I enjoy going over the teasers. So I think it's an actual loss, man, for real. Yeah, Bolvagan's right. I was able to escape the hellhole, and now I'm in a nice place. It's good. It's good. It is much nicer than than being in a basement. Dominic, you lied. You're still here. Get out of here. Beat it. Hit the road. Hit the road. Brent, collectors are bitching about the second beta reprint, but apparently the third wave printing's even better quality and supplying people to play the game, so you're on board. I mean, ultimately, you need to get cards in people's hands, right? Like, if nobody has your game, nobody can play your game. That's what one of the guys who's getting into Wonders was saying. He's like, I always worry with new games that what's going to happen with Final Fantasy happens with them, where there's a bunch of interest in the game, but you just can't get the product, so you can't play it. I mean, I've got some of the stuff for us to use, so it's not quite the same sort of scenario when it's like, here you go, I was able to just give away boxes and stuff, which is pretty dope, but that's a specifically rare scenario just for the game store I'm going to, and it obviously does not cover the fact that, yeah, games need to get product out there, but Wonders is already working on their second set and getting play boosters available. You can get their stuff through Target, so it's not a similar scenario, you know? Zircon, these are the release print of beta. Okay, so we got first print betas here, straight from the source. If you didn't know, Zircon is the #1 bootlegger of sorcery cards. So if you've wondered where to get sorcery cards, Zircon is illegally bootlegging them. Jess, you liked the basement, but it's much better other than having to mow the lawn. Oh, bro, mowing the lawn. I remember when I was a kid and I had to mow the lawn, and I thought to myself, I'll just run over the electrical cord, and then, oh, I can't mow the lawn because I ran over the electrical cord. So that's what I did. And then my dad just went and got electrical tape and taped the cord back up and put me right back to mowing the lawn. And I was just like, this plan didn't work at all. At all. I thought I had gotten out of it. And it was just like, no. You're not getting out of doing your chores, boy. I'm just going to fix the cord. And yeah, you're going to stand there in the heat while I do it. This is actually going to take longer, right? So, whatever. When I was young, I was dumb. And I would put more effort into trying to not do things than the amount of effort it would have taken to just do the thing. You reach a point as an intelligent being where you go, wait a minute. It's literally easier to just do the thing than it is to fight against it and try and find a way out of it. You know? The way is through, right? Ness, you're always disappointed because your imagination is better than Wizards. Well, that's understandable. Brent, you're saying no matter what happens, the collectors will find a way to be mad no matter what. Well, I mean, it's the internet. People like to complain on the internet, right? Aaron salt the lawn? Yeah. I have a feeling that my parents would have lost it if I had tried to kill their lawn, bro. Brent, it's the principle. More effort to avoid doing the thing sends the right message. Well, clearly it doesn't. Not when you're a lazy, entitled child. You know? Like, I didn't grow up with I wasn't brought up in a rich household or whatever. My parents both grew up in huge households, very poor. And my dad worked really hard to provide a reasonable living. And by that, I was like, I had everything that you need as a kid. I wasn't missing any of the fundamentals, right? The electricity was flowing. We had a home to live in. The bills were paid. The food was there. Like all of it. All of it. Wasn't given like extravagant amounts of things, but I also was like a spoiled, lazy kid in that I didn't want to do anything. It's just, that's what happens when you're a kid, right? You don't realize how awesome the free ride you're getting is, right? It doesn't happen when you're an adult and you can just appreciate it and be like, woo, I don't got to pay any of the bills and I can just like, I can do it at, hold on, let me get this straight. All I have to do is mow the lawn every once in a while, make sure my room is tidy, like maybe once a week, and empty the dishwasher, and like it's all expenses paid? For real? Okay. All right, sounds good. Can I get that deal now, please? You know? Can't appreciate it as a kid. You fucking bitch about everything you gotta do. Andrew, doing things half-assed never worked for me, man. It never worked for me. Larry, yeah, you're correct. Ben Starr is going to be hosting the Final Fantasy debut that happens on the 10th, bro. Oh, yeah, Jason, if you're just going to give the guy one of your Ristics, if you destroy somebody's Ristic studies and then you give them one of your own, you've made them whole and there's no problem with that at all. I destroyed an entire guy's deck once as a joke. It was awesome. I looked at his deck, made an exact copy of his deck, and then when we were done playing a game of Magic, I scooped his deck up and I went and I threw it in an old pot of soup. I just went, what do you think about that? And he was just like, what the hell's wrong with you? What the fuck? And I watched him freak out for a little bit and then I laughed and I pulled the fucking deck out of my pocket and I go, here you go. And he's like looking, he's like, what? This is the same as my deck, except, whoa, it's full of a bunch of black bordered stuff. So I had replaced all of his white bordered Mishra's Factories with original Antiquities Mishra's Factories, right? So it was basically his deck with better versions of anything that was white bordered. It was a souped up deck. It was a gift for him. And the soup wasn't like something his family was about to eat. It would have been a dick move to ruin the soup. So it was soup that was just going to get thrown out. And I got the hilarious moment of him being like, what the hell are you doing? Ah! And then, oh, yo, this is pretty sweet. Thanks, man. So that situation's totally fine. Millmaster, how about quarter assin? How about dime assin? Oh, I just took what you did and I turned it into currency. How about that? How about that? Nick, always use your whole, but I was using my whole ass. Larry, yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be spoilers at the PAX event. Teasers is a different thing. That's Rosewater's list of, there will be a card that has +5/+5 to your mom's nips. You know, like things like that. A card that likes your mom's butt cheeks. Like, those aren't direct quotes from Rosewater, but you get the drift, right? You get the drift. Jess, I mean, going crazy doesn't feel like the easy way to get out of work, really. If you have to have brain damage or mental illness or whatever, I'm not really keen on that as a way of getting out of things. Most of my life, I've appreciated my mind. When I was younger, I resented being intelligent, genuinely, because I thought how unfair it is that people who are dumber are happier, and I'm cursed to be too smart for my own good, which leads me to be too unhappy. You know, but that was a pretty myopic way to look at things, and ultimately, I highly value being intelligent, right? So, sure, you can see a lot more things are awful and be upset by them, but you can also appreciate other things more deeply, right? So, Andrew, it almost looks like you're having a stroke there. Aaron, if the Final Fantasy set has some good, cheap, or free pump spells, you just pick up singles, right? Andrew, ignorance is bliss. Yup. It's true. It is true. What up, Rowdy? I've been good, buddy. How you doing? How you doing, son? Thinking back to that soup stuff. Man, that was so many years ago. That was in the 90s, bro. I'm so old. I'm so old. We're watching that old X-Men cartoon, and it's like, it's just funny to watch things from forever ago where they had no idea where the technology was going to go. One of my favorites is like watching Deep Space Nine. It's Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Nobody has like a fucking cell phone or a personal communication device. Yeah, they have their little but like they have to walk up to the wall and go, computer, tell me this. Like, what? And like every document has its own like fucking tablet. Like, I've got to go through all these contracts. And it's like, you've got fucking 20 tablets on your desk. What the hell? Juglub Super Chat says, for the lover of the game. For the lover of the game. Oh, I see what you're saying. You want some jugs. You want some jugs. Let's go. Rowdy, you got the itch for magic again. Making some decks. Nice. Oh, he did it. You crazy bastard. You did it. Okay. Jug-a-lugs. Let's go. We're looking for fat titties. 2 days. Let's go. Let's go. Autocorrect knows what's in your heart, Juglum. Andrew, you're splitting between stream and playing Oblivion. Bro, I'm going to be getting into Oblivion. Once I get Balatro out of my system, I'm going to be getting into Oblivion. But Balatro has got me. It's got me in its claws right now. 100%. Balatro is awesome. Bo Falcon says, Juglum always provides. He's making it happen. He's making it happen, but we're starting out weak, bro. Flatties, McNo thanks. Not much. Not just because you're leaning over to have gravity help doesn't mean it's working. Get out of here, Flatties. Get out of here, Flatties. Okay. All right. Now we got something we can deal with. We got some decent sized jug-a-lugs there. All right. All right. And I mean, technically there's something there, but barely. But barely. All right? So, that's a pretty bad ratio right there. 1 set of fat jugs to 5 nopes. Let's hope. Let's hope that blue beats pink, son. All right, Aaron, see you later, buddy. Man. Okay. You go over on this side cuz we got some more disappointing. There's barely anything going on here. Boo! Boo! Come on, man. Come on. Okay. Look at this, Juglum. Look what you did. Look at how many failures. There's 1 set. This is I am very disappointed in you. What do you have to say to the rest of the class, bro? What? Come on, man. There's some that almost counted. Like, I mean, if you're really stretching, there's a little bit going on there. There's a bit going on there. Maybe. But like, this is whack. Or not whack. This is not whack. Crouching titties in Mariola. That's funny. Matendo, will the Final Fantasy Magic Collector boxes be worth getting at $600 to $700? Well, that's going to be based on your definition of worth, bro. How much money do you have versus how much money are you willing to spend on Magic versus how much enjoyment are you going to get out of it? You know what I mean? Like that is a personal math equation right there. Habanero, when you're playing Oblivion Remastered, you can't focus on anything else. You're fully immersed. That's awesome. That's a great experience. I'm very much looking forward to get into Oblivion, which is why I have to finish with Balatro first, because I don't want anything competing with it. Carly's over there going, I want you to play XCOM. I'm into XCOM right now. And I'm like, I ain't playing fucking XCOM when I got Oblivion waiting. All right? That ain't happening. That ain't happening. Hey, Baba Marsh. Baba Marsh Super Chat says, Go Queen! That's hilarious, bro. That was a hilarious night. That was a hilarious night at the hotel, man. I'm glad. If you guys didn't know, Baba went on an 8-hour drive to come and see me at the fucking Shattering event. And I'm glad he did, because we had an awesome time hanging out. He was full on for the whole fucking weekend, man. All right, Baba, we're going to spin the wheel for you, buddy. But we're going to spin that right after the intermission, because I need some cocaine, boy. Okay. All right, so intermission. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. All right, I'm back. And we're gonna spin it for Baba. Baba, broken toilet. My toilet is busted. It's busted in the back in the fucking water tank, man. I'm used to when there's a problem in the tank in the back. It usually is just that the chain has come loose. I can fix that. I fixed it a bunch of times. So I thought that's what it was. So I open it up and I just wait, and it's like, yo, this thing's just not refilling. It's just not refilling. And then I'm like, it's refilling a little. Did they turn the water off in the building? What's going on? What's wrong with this toilet? And then I just checked on it during the break, during the intermission. And now it's just like sporking water out of a place it's not supposed to be. So I gotta go and talk to the person who owns this place saying, yo, you got to fix this. It's busted. I can fix a chain. I can't fix nothing else. Oh, it landed on insult. You know what's unfixable? Baba Mosh's brain. It's too full of fucking drugs and Twinkie crust and, I mean, American food. Let's be real. His brain is so full of all the different dyes. His brain is like 12% red dye number 5, bro. And we all know that causes brain and ball bag cancer. So his brain and his ball bag have merged. The good news is Baba Mosh is so fucking dumb that you can't actually tell the difference whether he's thinking with his ball sack or his brain. It's all nonsense garbage coming out either way, right? He's a broken-brained dingaling, if you get what I'm saying, right? He's a clownish goon, and you hope you won't see him soon. It's true, because it rhymes. Fuck you, Baba Masha, you fucking hipster shirt-wearing douchebag. Look at me and my fucking button-up almost Hawaiian shirts. I'm a hipster douchebag named Baba Laba Ding Dong. Baba, you butt cheek. Oh. Habanero, I'm going to love Oblivion Remastered. It's just like the OG, but better where it should be. There's only a few small quality of life issues, but the vibe and content are dope. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Jess, you accidentally muted some of that? Oh, well, you'll have to watch it later. You'll have to watch it later over on the stream archive, bro. You'll have to you'll have to catch in the replay because you missed it. But yeah, no, for real, fuck you, Baba. You love how to it on butt cheeks. Well, so do you. Oh, man. I made myself a little sign for when I'm cracking boosters now. Because I got my little booster cracking sign. It's from my sticker sheet. I think I have another one over here. Yeah. It's from my sticker sheet. I got 2 of these. I mean, technically, me and Carly each got one, but she doesn't really care about them stickers. She likes stickers sometimes, but those ones, meh. So, I thought, you know what? I'll have a little easel when I'm breaking packs. I got my little break time sign. Jess, you had to go back and record when I lost it on you and when you made me laugh. Good memories. Gotta capture them, bro. Gotta capture them so you can enjoy them later. It's not like they're on the internet where you can just watch them whenever you want. That's definitely not the case, right? What up, Lasagna? How you doing, buddy? Oh, man. That toilet nonsense is ridiculous. Literally had to just fill a bunch of cups of water, pour it into the back so there'd be enough water for it to flush. Jess, I don't know, man. It seems entirely fair to me. People like being insulted by me. I'm a madman, right? Double Strike was saying that. He loves going places with me because he likes watching the way people react to me because I say insane things to people. I say bizarre, ridiculous things and insult people and accuse them of things, and they just end up laughing and loving it, you know? So he enjoys the different facial expressions as people try and figure out what the hell is going on right now. Because most people are normal and they don't act like me. They're not ridiculous human beings. They just act normally. So there's this puzzling moment where they're like, what what's what is going on? What's happening? Oh, what's happening with the stream? It's jorking, boys. The stream is jorking. It's jorking hard. I don't know. I hope it doesn't crash. I hope it doesn't crash. Baba, it will get taken care of. It will get taken care of. It's not on me. It's not on me, thankfully. Total, did you miss the stream title info? I talked about it after you got in here, so you might have missed it. I'll just tell you again. It's real simple. Rosewater does a teaser list for every Magic set that comes out. There is not going to be a teaser list for this Magic set due to logistical issues, which I presume to mean that anything that they say at all about Final Fantasy has to be approved by the actual Final Fantasy team, and getting the list sent over and approved isn't something that they can manage to do in a timely fashion. So ultimately it's being thrown to the side. So we're losing a small part of our spoiler season stuff. I used to do a video on pretty much every set of teasers. So yeah, it's Rosewater's teaser list. Understand, when I say teasers, I'm not saying they're not going to give us spoilers. I'm not saying they're not going to show us concept art, tell us about the set. I'm saying specifically that Mark Rosewater's teaser list, which has been a mainstay for, I don't know, I feel like at least 8 to 10 years. This will be the first set where we're not getting one, you know? There's been another partial Final Fantasy leak. Part of the abilities of a card, or the abilities of a card have been leaked, but without the actual artwork or physical card. Jess, there were definitely Final Fantasy leaks, and I covered that stuff for sure. Total, I know. I share your disappointment. I really like the teasers. I find the teasers to be a genuinely enjoyable thing to go over. They vary in interest and quality, though. Like, some sets had more interesting teasers than other sets, right? Some sets, the teasers were kind of underwhelming. Baba, what's the ability? I'm gonna cover it in a video. I think it's like +3, +2, and free casting or something like that. Brent, you think the actual reason is because Square Enix hates fun? As for a while. Yeah, I don't think it's that one. Larry, you think we've had enough spoilers for the set? I disagree, but there are clearly a ton of pre-orders, right? Like, there's people who have snagged up all kinds of the collector's products. The LGS that I go to is getting in the collector decks, and nobody has spoken for them. Nobody's trying to get them. And I think that might have to do with the fact that the price tag for the set of collector decks is $1,500. And that's not even including tax. So once you put the tax in there, you're looking at more like $1,700, $1,700 for the set of 4 Final Fantasy collector commander decks. This stuff is thoroughly getting to the level of like, well, it's for somebody, but it's not me, clearly. You know? That's way past my price threshold. Jess, no, I don't remember that. I don't. Total, you feel like the Aether Drift teasers were the equivalent of doom scrolling? I remember not liking the Aether Drift teasers because I don't like Aether Drift. Rowdy, 1500 is an insane ask. Well, that's the price in Canada. There's multiple stores going with that price point, buddy. Magic is like way more expensive here. You've got the exchange rate between American money and Canadian money, and then the tariffs and everything, and it makes the prices absolutely bonkers. This set, Final Fantasy, is I'll be lucky to get to do a pre-release. That's where I'm at right now. It's like I'll be lucky to get to do a pre-release, and maybe if everything goes and the stars align in an incredible way, I'll be able to get one of the Commander decks, the Final Fantasy VI one. We were talking about the different decks and speculating on which one would probably be the cheap deck out of them because, you know, they're obviously the ones that everybody wants and there's decks that not as many people want. And we were guessing that the Final Fantasy X one will be the least desired one. But all it takes is some insane bonkers card in one of the decks or a really powerful reprint or something. And all of a sudden, that's the deck, you know? Lasagna. Yeah, right? Exactly. A month's rent for cardboard rectangles. It's bonkers, bro. Brent, yeah, I know, right? It's the collector decks. They're insanely expensive here. Insanely expensive. Jess, you think you're a cardboard crackhead if you spend over $700 on Magic a month? That's a crazy amount of money. That's a crazy amount of money. Nishimoto, what's up, buddy? Total, you paid $1,300 after tax and it hurt your wallet and soul. Well, you should feel lucky that you can even buy something like that. Most people don't have the luxury of being able to buy themselves something on that level. Like, that is next level, bro. And you should be fucking... You shouldn't be sitting there going, it hurt your wallet and your soul. You should be excited. If you're going to spend that much money on something that's for your enjoyment, you should be excited and looking forward to it. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to do that to yourself, to spend that level of money and then also diminish it. Life is short. And if you're one of the few who can afford something like that, appreciate and enjoy it, bro. You know? Millmaster, Moon River Rock. Using the whole fist duck, Moon River Roll. You said you were going to make me a star. Palm tree guys and palm tree girls. All right, Millmaster. We're going for a spin. 55 burgers, 55 fries. Oh, it's another Juggins. Let's go. I wish that it had ticked over to Wonders, but Jugs will do. Juggling may be fun to collect the set, but at those prices, you really don't want to buy any of it. I get you, man. I get you. I wish that I was fucking rich and I could just be like, because if I was, I'd be like, yeah, give me collector boxes. I'd get all the commander decks. I'd go to every pre-release. I'd get the fucking bundle, the collector's bundle, all of it. All of it. But I have to accept the reality of my situation, which is no. No. So one of the game stores, I think it might be 401 or something like that, has listed the pre-release at kits at like $120, which is so disconnected from reality. Like, what? You know what I mean? It's crazy. Millmaster, can we get a jug? Well, we landed on jugs. Let's go. Let's go. We'll do it in reverse order this time. All right, see you later, Jason. Jess, you're going to proxy? I mean, that's a totally valid way to do things, right? It is very valid. Nishimoto, you noticed Alpha Sorcery boxes are back over $2,000 a box. Wow. Crazy. Are people paying that? I mean, why wouldn't you just get beta, bro? Larry, you don't spend $1,300 a month on Magic. That's rent money for you. You think your mom would cut you off financially if you did that? Yeah, if you were spending all of her money on Magic. I mean, why wouldn't she? Oh, little jugs, get out of here. Another flatty. Boo. There's something under that coat, but not much. God, what is this drought? Oh, hello. She's got some back problems, son. All right, and she knows how to handle a sword. Okay, check it out. This is some crazy super collector rare or something. Bum, 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 big fat jugs. These fat jugs, they played 3. I'm gonna bounce them on my knee. With a knick-knack, let me touch your fat jugs. All right. So, well, wait, what am I doing? She's got a decent-sized pair. She makes the cut. She got a decent-sized pair. Let's go into the second pack. Total, you're not rich. You make bad financial choices for temporary happiness. Well, fair enough, man. What up, Thrifty? How you doing, brother? Jess, you're slowly selling your cards to make life better. Then you're going to make better proxy decks over time. Well, that sounds like a very reasonable strategy. All right. Let's go. So you two go over here. And the next pack coming in with some cheerleader beach time jugs. All right. These are decent. You can come over here. Ew, beat it. Get out of here. You got no jugs. We don't want none. Oh, there we go. She's got some fat juggins. You get the pass. You make the grade. You get to stay. Get out of here, garbage. Get out of here. All right. There we go. We got a pretty good lineup. Millmaster, you beat Jugglem. You beat Jugglem. These look like they might be padded, honestly. I don't know. She's, you know what? We're gonna take you out of the picture. Here we go, though. There's some fat bags of fun, son. Habanero, Little Billy, we can't afford $1,000 cardboard rectangles. Wouldn't you rather have $80 Nintendo games instead? It's such an obtuse price, man. It's such an obtuse price. What up, Invader? Into the jug box you go. So that was a better ratio than first time around, but I gotta say, I'm disappointed with the jugs array this even time. Carly brought home some new noodle cups today because Walmart switched it up. They don't have Mr. Noodle anymore. They have something called Noodle King, and she bought like 3 or 4 of them, and she tried one, and like 2 bites in, she was like, "This is no good. I don't want this. You should try this too, so I can figure out if I need to take these back to the store." And I tried it, and it was like, ew, what the hell is this, man? Brent, there's more demand for alpha for sorcery now? Doesn't the beta set have pretty much the same cards? Like, how many cards differ between the alpha and beta printings? Invader, you like Noodle King? Get your taste buds checked, bro. Go see a doctor. Doctor, what's wrong with my taste buds, bro? What's wrong with my taste buds? Because, yeah, they suck. Noodle King, no thank you, bro. That's a no from me. I only recently got into noodle cups. We got some the last time that I got sick, and I found them to be enjoyable. So it's not the biggest deal to me if Mr. Noodle is. I don't know if it's Mr. Noodle's being phased out or it's just at Walmart because they want to keep their prices cheap and Noodle King is cheaper because it definitely looks like the ingredients in it are cheaper. So, but ultimately it comes down to taste, man. I don't care which one costs more. I care about which one I enjoy consuming more. And Noodle King ain't it. It is not. Put it on trial. I find it guilty. Guilty as sucking. Speaking of trial, me and Carly have been watching Law and Order, like original Law and Order from the 80s or whenever the hell it came out, like a million years ago. You know, gunk gunk. You know the noise. The one that has like the intro song that is 10 minutes long. It feels like it just keeps going and going. And you think it's done, but it's like, I'm just getting my second win, baby. Let's go. Millmaster, you might not know the size of the jug till you open the wrapper, but guess what? We can't do that. So we got to go with surface level. Surface jug judging. That's it. Visual inspection only. Oh, man. I got a funky little case. Where is it? I got a funky little case that I put my Historian OCM into. And my buddy might have found a line on another one, so I might be getting a second Historian OCM, which would be pretty sweet. That would be pretty sweet. My collection is coming along. I only need a few rares. I need like 6 or 7 epic rares, and then the mythics is where I'm missing the most. I still need like 20 to 25, maybe 30 mythics. The thing I like about this game is almost all the mythics are legendaries. You can only play one legendary in your deck. So having one of the card equals a playset. You don't need to collect 3-4 copies of every card, which is pretty sweet. I definitely like that. Yamagoro, your town is suffering a power outage. All places have stopped orders. If they don't have power, they can't make food. Can't do all that, right? Can't process payments. None of it. That sucks, dude. Zircon, one less card. The Frazetta art cards have new art and different avatars. Okay. Spurl, are noodle cups like ramen noodles? Yes. Yes. Have I opened Force of Will packs? Total, yep. Actually, we did a bunch of jug hunts with Force of Will packs. I think I'm almost completely out of Force of Will packs. I might actually already be entirely out of Force of Will packs. I had them for a while, but they're all gone. Brent, the main difference is some cards have different art, but the 4 elemental avatars are actually functionally different. More players and community creates people that want to bling. Okay. All right. So the alpha stuff is desirable by the people who want to splash out, is what you're saying. Baba, you loved opening the Destroy All Humans manga. Bro, it's great. It's awesome. I've read the first one. I have the second one, but I've been saving it because I enjoyed the first one so much that I know I'm going to love the second one. And I'm saving it for the right moment because I know it's going to be great. I didn't know you get foil versions of the cards in them, though. Jess, look, I only have 32, maybe, in terms of Commander decks. Millmaster, how many Conchorns is too many? Well, it depends. As a retirement portfolio, I'd say you need like 1,000 of them. You need 1,000 of them. How many things have a chick putting her mouth on something, bro? It's perfect for altars. You can alter it into butt cheeks. Drunkle, instant noodle love is wild in Korea. You have legit shops with full brisket eggs for the same price. You can't go back. I've only had the cheap North American kind, and I never really was that into ramen noodles or whatever else, but I do like those little instant cups. They're pretty good. You know? You get to eat the hot noodles and stuff, and then you get to drink down the beef juice. Beef juice! But I'm not interested in like the crazier noodle cups that are like shrimp flavored and stuff. Thompson, what's up, buddy? Nice seeing you too. My day has been pretty good overall, actually. It has been a very solid day for the most part. Not much in the way of complaints. My toilet having problems is a complaint, but it's a workable one. I'd rather have the problem where the back of the toilet's not filling up properly than the problem where you just flush the toilet and you watch the waters rise up and you're like, oh, by all the gods, by everything that is holy, please do not let it hit the top of the rim and flow over. Please, please, please stop before you get to the top. Stop before you get to the top. Just let me plunge this. Let me plunge this. Brum, 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 brum. You know, like... Baba, it was an awesome surprise, and you got 1 to 3, plus you're on standby for Volume 4. Nice. I only have the first 2 so far, but that's sweet, man. The 4th one is the next one coming out, right? There's like 17 or 18 in the whole series, and they just released the last one in Japan, but obviously the English versions are taking longer. Drunkle, there's one called Fire Chicken. It's so spicy the UK recalled them and banned their sale in the UK. I can't handle the spicy stuff. That would ruin me, bro. That would ruin me. Spurl's spicy nacho ramen. Ew, gross. No, thank you. Invader, listen, man. There's a path you take and a path not taken. You know? Take a chance and face the wind. Right? Ayo! Oh, hey, Angela. Oh my god, Tony saw Angela in the shower. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alyssa Milano was on that. That was when she was a kid. That's before she became a full-on adult and you could watch Marky Mark spank her butt cheeks in Fear. You know that movie, Fear? Leave me the fucking house! That one? Marky Mark flings Alyssa Milano over his shoulder and smacks them butt cheeks. And then his girlfriend gets sad. He's butt cheeking. She's peeking at butt cheeking, bro. Thompson Super Chat says, time to spin. Been playing Oblivion Mages Guild. Everybody's playing Oblivion. That'll be me soon too, but I've got to get released. I've got to get full release from Balatro first. Hey, it's Wonders. It's Wonders. I got to make like a little clip for when we crack a historian in a pack. I have some stupid ideas. We're getting techno. Whoop, 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 whoop. It's going to be dumb. It's going to be dumb. That's right, Teferi. Hey, yo. Oh, wait, Angela. Jess, you had to pay $350 once because you messed up your toilet by flushing a fish that was too big. That sucks, bro. That sucks. All right. Let's see what's in this Wonders pack. We got a Chained Crow, 3 cost, 1 power Death Strike, and flying. Death Strike's an interesting ability in this game because you don't, like, your guys don't actually deal damage to each other in this game. So normally in a battle, nobody will die. But if a Death Strike creature's involved and you end up winning or tying the fight, then you get to destroy one of the enemy dudes. Just one. But that's it. Right? And this has flying, which means it can move from realm to realm to realm. So it's only got 1 power. But that doesn't really matter. You know, it's got potential, but I don't know if it's worth the cost, honestly. I haven't seen it in action yet. There's a lot of cards I haven't seen in action yet. Lunar Empowerment. 2 cost, and this is a spell. Up to 2 target wonders with Ascend have their Ascend abilities become active this round. Normally, how the Ascend abilities work for the Boundless is on the last turn of the game, on turn 7, all of the Ascend abilities are activated. So all of a sudden your dudes are like 2 power. Some of them will be like, yo, I get +5 power in the last turn. So the idea is that you're building up your board state so that on the 7th turn you can just overwhelm your opponent. So this lets you use those abilities on a random earlier turn. It's another one that I'm not sure how strong that actually is, but it is pretty funky. Then we got Patch Squibbler. This is just a 1-cost 3-power vanilla guy, and I find him to be pretty underwhelming overall. Doesn't really mean anything to me. Oh, Stratos Windrider. This is an uncommon that I actually need. 4 cost, 2 power. Tap him for free. Discard your hand, then draw that many cards, and he's got flying. That's pretty decent, man. Tapping in this game is a one-time use. So once you can use them to pitch your hand and get a new hand. I definitely like that. Kraken of the Inferno, 4 cost 4 power. When it shows up, you can destroy a token. I haven't seen too many tokens. I've seen some tokens during play, so that's a very situational ability, right? Then we got Sir Reynard, who is a 2 cost 3 power, and when he comes out, put a protector counter on him. So if you have a dude with a protector counter on it and your opponent goes to try and snag a stone in the realm and they would successfully get the stone, instead you just remove a counter from your dude. So protector counters are not too shabby. Although admittedly I like it better when you can choose the creature and put it on. He just puts it on himself. Then we got Deconstruct, 2 cost spell, sack a wonder. If you do, draw 2 cards and put a null counter on target wonder. So wonders are creatures in this game. So it's basically sack a creature to draw 2 cards and pick one of your opponent's creatures and turn it into a vanilla creature with no abilities. Nullifying a creature takes away all of its abilities. I really like nullifying. I don't know if I overvalue nullifying, but I really like it. Oh, we got a formless foil, Cosmo Cloudman. So these are the foils that go all the way out to the edges instead of having the crazy striped line action. So this guy is a 2 cost 1 power. On arrival, return a spell you own from the abyss to your hand. So he grabs a spell back from your graveyard and puts it into your hand. It's not too shabby at all. Then we got a Bone Harvest Harp. This is an epic rare. It is a piece of equipment. Equipped Wonder gets tapped for free. Spend 1 energy to create a 1-power undead token in target realm. And whenever an undead you own goes to the graveyard from anywhere, you can untap the guy who has this equipped. So every time a token gets smoked, you can basically just go whoop and he untaps, right? So this has potential to give you a bunch of little dudes. Then we got Quiet Creek, a 0 cost land that has the ability when you play a wonder of the green type that costs 2 or less, you can put a +1 counter on it, as long as you have at least 2 lands out. That's all right. Growing your little dudes, I dig that. We got a Scarlet Devourer, which is a 2 cost 5 power beefcake, but you have to bounce a guy back to your hand when you play him, so it's like a trade-off. And then a Shroom Walker, 1 cost, 1 power. When it shows up, it gets +5 power, and you get to remove a card from somebody's graveyard. So that's all right. He's beefy for 1 turn. And as long as you're playing this color and have a green land out, you don't even have to pay the one to cast him. So you can put him out for free, and he is a 6 power that turn and eats a card in your opponent's graveyard. So that's got some real potential. Not a bad pack. Not a bad pack. Nishimoto, yeah, he didn't skip Arm Day. That's true. That's true. He's a crazy little mushroom man. right, well, I got an uncommon I needed out of that, so no complaints there. No complaints there. So yeah, it's a new game, and it's not 100% clear what the best strategies are. Some of the cards are bonkers. There's the one creature that if you get two of them out, you can just stop your opponent from playing anything on the last turn of the game. It's got an ability that it's got that ascend ability. So at the end, in the final turn of the game, you can just shut off. You can choose like odd or even, and your opponent can't cast anything that has an odd or even cost. But if you have both, like you can have two copies out. If you do, you can choose odd and even, and then just go, yeah, you can't play anything on the final turn, which is pretty bonkers. Pretty bonkers. Jess, if you were a creature, you wonder if you'd cost nothing because no one's ever paid anything for you to show up that you know of. I haven't been paid an appearance fee. Nobody's paid for me to show up. Well, that's not true. You've got arrested and you've showed up in court and people paid for that. We as the taxpayers paid for that, bro. Yamagoro, what the hell's Hithlin Rope? Is that a magic card from like Lord of the Rings or something? Drunkle, your wife is from Saigon, so you get authentic home pho lunch a lot. Well, I don't really know what that is, but I do know how nice it is to have a wife who can cook good food, because I've got that. Carly makes awesome food, and I had a really nice stew tonight, so it makes me very happy to eat nice home-cooked meals. Eating junk food, like eating fast food and everything is fine every once in a while, but no. I was talking to Carly about how nice it is today. I was talking to her today about how much I enjoy her cooking, and I'm glad that we don't have to eat like crappy little pizza bites, like just complete garbage food. Drunkle, marriage is underrated. Yeah, you know what? A calm, stable, peaceful life where you have a significant other that you value. It's a very boring thing. It's not flashy. It's not exciting. It's not something that's going to catch the attention of the kids and whatever else, but it's genuinely gratifying. It's genuinely meaningful. And I enjoy the peace and stability of it. You know, maybe just because I'm older now, I don't want to be caught up in insane nonsense with dramatic nut jobs, you know? Jess, you got house arrested and got real fat from Kraft Dinner? You got fat off of Kraft Dinner? Oh, Kraft Dinner. Kraft Dinner is gross, mostly. Every once in a while, though, they put out like a variant that is actually awesome. The Super Mario Brothers Kraft Dinner variant that they made, the cheese powder that went with that, the cheese sauce, was great. Andrew, you think people who are skinny have bad mates? You can have somebody who cooks well and you eat well, and you can also exercise and take care of yourself. So I'm not going to agree with that one. Larry, yeah, things get real weird in Greek mythology, bro. The Nishimoto, the Greeks were freaks. Yup, look at their pottery. Juggling, damn right, Carly is S tier. Super annoying. Baba and Nicole exchanged stones on your ass at the end of the 7th realm with Stellar Harmony tea set. That shit was epic. Well, they go back at the end of the turn, though. Right? So if she swaps stones with you at the end of the turn, you swap them back. So she can't just take all your stones at the end of the 7th turn and be like, these are mine now. The idea is that you give the stones to you give your stones to your opponent, you take their stones, and then you lose their stones to them. And then it swaps back and gives you all those stones. Like if you have realms where you have a bunch of bigger dudes than mine, right? I can go, okay, we're swapping stones. And the realms where you have bigger dudes, you're already controlling those stones. Well, now those stones are mine. And I just attack you with weaker guys in that realm. And because I lost the attack, even though I initiated, I lost the attack, which means you get the stone. So I end up giving you all the stones as much as possible. And at the end of the turn, it swaps back. So that T set is interesting, but you got to do it right. They swap at the end and she lost a bunch to you. Oh, so she did it right. Nice. Nice. Andrew, mac and cheese is no joke. A stick of butter in every pot. All you need for macaroni and cheese is elbow noodles and cheese. You don't need no butter in there. You don't need no butter. Just too many people ruin marriages, like 40% of them. So if it works, it's lucky. Well, I mean, if you got a 60% success rate, that's not luck, right? But it's true. A lot of marriages do end, right? Because you're dealing with two fallible humans. And there's all kinds of things that can happen in life that will just end up ruining your marriage. Some of them will be beyond your control even. You know what I mean? Like some of them are completely understandable. One person is a garbage person and just ends up cheating on the other or treating them poorly, not pulling their weight, whatever it is. And then other situations will be like, this is pretty dark, but you'll have two people and they'll lose a kid, which is devastating, right? Because that's not the natural order of things. Normally it's like, no, the parents are supposed to go before the kids. So losing a kid is a really big thing. So it can be through no fault of either of the parents really, but it can still be such a traumatic event that it destroys the marriage, right? So a marriage falling apart isn't necessarily a failing of anybody involved in that marriage. And that's what I'm going to tell Carly tonight when I divorce her. As soon as the stream's over, I'm going to go up to Carly. I'm going to sprinkle water in her face. Psh, psh, psh. I divorce you! Ritual complete. Now get out. And she's going to be living on the streets. Baba, it caught you completely off guard. Yeah, if you're not ready for the T-set maneuver, you're going to get it, bro. You're going to get it. Baba, you love your marriage. You horrible person, bro. Drungle says, just because you guys got D's didn't mean I didn't score A's. Just because you screwed up your marriage doesn't mean mine is. Andrew, your marriage was shit. You got cheated on, so you're jaded against it. I've been cheated on, bro. Not by a wife, but by a long-term girlfriend. So I know how it feels. It doesn't feel great. Carly was cheated on too. Actually, it's funny. In some ways, we bonded over the fact that we were both cheated on in previous relationships. Especially when you're younger. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Do you really expect people who are fucking young to know what's up? And to not be more impulsive and stupid and whatever, you know? Just because that happened before doesn't mean that you should treat other people like they're going to do that to you, you know? Jess, not having a girlfriend and not being around your brother has been pretty sweet. Coming here is great, so you've really made your life better in the last year and 7 months. Well, that's good. That's good, man. It's good. It's good to live in a way that makes you happy. Ultimately, that's going to be the biggest yardstick of success for your life. Are you happy? And happiness can come in a lot of different ways, you know? There's like happy, there's satisfied happy, where, you know, things may be difficult and challenging, but overcoming those challenges are satisfying, you know? Yeah, McGraw, you're not established yet, so a relationship is off the menu. Well, that's not a bad plan. Focus on you. Focus on getting your life the way that you want it to be. That's how you make a more meaningful connection with other people, right? If you bring somebody in and your life is a dumpster fire, then you're either going to bring in somebody who also has a life who's a dumpster fire, or they're just going to probably end up bouncing because they've got their stuff in order and they don't want to be around a dumpster fire. So if you get your life sorted properly It's way easier to invite somebody into a functioning life that works and is a good time than it is to invite somebody into something that isn't working and isn't good and hoping, well, let's see how this works. Hopefully this doesn't make it worse. It's not simple. There's no easy answer, you know? Life is complicated as fuck, bro. Andrew, being single is meh, you're not happy, but I mean, you're still here, right? So there's always tomorrow. There you go, buddy. There you go. And you never know. You never know how things are going to go. You never know what life has in store for you, what's going to happen. Like, doing all of this, being a YouTuber, making videos, live streaming, hanging out with you guys, has made a huge impact on my life in a positive way. I very much appreciate getting to do all this. I was actually reflecting on it earlier today and thinking about how hard life was before and how I didn't want to really even be around and exist, right? Like, life was extremely difficult, and I never would have expected it to improve in the ways that it has. I never would have expected to meet as many cool people, make as many connections, and just overall enjoy life in a different way than I had been. I've always enjoyed entertaining people, and now I get to do it on a larger scale, and at the same time, it's made a genuine improvement to my life. My life is definably better than it was 8 years ago when I started this. And that's actually how I started today. When I woke up in the morning, my brain just decided, hey, let's think about how things were this long ago and how they are now. And the more I thought about it, the happier I got. And it started my day off in a great, great mood. So you can definitely be at low points and feel like it's not worth being around, but that's not going to be forever. That's how you feel now, you know? Yeah, Yamagar, everyone you know who was a living train wreck got into a relationship hoping it would magically fix everything, totally blew it. That's because that's not how you fix things, and that's not taking accountability. You're not taking responsibility for your own existence and what's going on in it, right? Nobody else is going to fix your life. It's never going to happen. That's what happens to kids and people who are mentally challenged and need the government to come in and take care of them. That's it. Those are the only people who have their lives fixed from the outside. You have to fix it internally. You can't abdicate responsibility for that and hand it off to anybody else, because your life will become worse. Absolutely. Absolutely. Jesse, wish you had been watching since the beginning. You've missed so much that wasn't recorded. It's true, actually. I mean, the first, 5-6 years of live streams all happened and disappeared into the aether. I only started, how old is the streaming channel? Let's take a look. July of 2024. Has it only been a year for the stream channel? Are we coming up on the really? Are we coming up on the 1 year anniversary for the live stream channel? That can't be right. No, here we go. Okay, the oldest stuff was 2023 September. That feels more logical to me. There we go. So in September, it'll be 2 years. Okay, all right. So, like a year and a half-ish. Okay, that makes more sense. So yeah, like almost 8 years of doing this, and the stream archive's only been around for a year and a half. So it's like 6 years worth of streams just going. Yeah, exactly. Habanero, you've been cheated on, but that doesn't mean everybody's going to be a cheater. And there's lots of different scenarios too. Not everybody who cheats is a piece of garbage, right? And people can change and grow. Somebody who was a cheater in the past also doesn't necessarily mean they're always going to be a cheater, right? So it is what it is Habanero, you love telling tales of the legendary streams of the past. It's kind of wild to think that it's been 8 years of doing this, and I still stream pretty much every single day, unless there's a reason not to. Because streaming is awesome. The videos come when it's appropriate, but the live streams are always appropriate, bro. Juggle them, yeah, exactly. Even if you're not in ideal life circumstances, you should try and enjoy yourself. Life is wild. Play the cards you got to the best of your ability. Ultimately, I agree with that. Jess, a girl dumped you once and you told her that you cheated when you didn't, just to piss her off. It's like, I'm going to dig my thumb into your ribs because I'm mad at you. We all do things when we're emotional, right? Oh, habanero. Yeah, the monkey. I forgot all about that. Some of the stuff I forget about. And every once in a while, I'll just see like a random reminder somewhere. Yeti, you remember when I had videos without my face? Oh, wait. Back in the beginning when we had the little wizard icon on the screen. Yeah, that was a million years ago. That's crazy. And there was the storyline with him and the God King of Magic and all that. What up, JH? Jeffrey, yep, Final Fantasy prices are wild. You've got the scalpers going on, like you mentioned, and then there's the fact that the product is already expensive from Wizards, and then here in Canada, the prices are just straight up outlandish, bro. Outlandish. Like, I cannot keep up. Habanero member for 80 months. Damn, what is that? 5 years is 60 months, so 6 years is 72 months. So that's like 6 3/4 years, bro. That is massive. Membership message, let me swing my large nostalgic membership. Man, 80 months. There's very, very few people who have had memberships for that long. Let me see if it shows me chronologically here. I think it's here, isn't it? Okay, Habanero is third in line. There's only two people who have memberships who have had them longer than Habanero. And that is Maritimus at 85 months. So he's coming in at 5 months more. And Daly, who's got 8 more months. 8 more months on top of that, which is crazy. JH, yeah, those pre-release kits, they ain't gonna be cheap, bro. They ain't gonna be cheap. Jeffrey, there's nothing to discourage the scalping. Nothing. People are gonna buy it. The scalpers are gonna make money. That's it. Juggum says last time he saw a pre-release was $70 a pack. Crazy. Crazy. Brandon, you don't think you have a membership? You just watch occasionally? Well, I can clear that up for you. You definitely don't. You would know if you did because there would be a little shield beside your name. You get a little icon when you're a member. And members are a very small portion of my viewership. So I have what's getting close to 60,000 subscribers on this channel, and I have a little over 100 members. So it is for the people who are big fans of what I do most of the time, specifically in regards to the live streams, you know? Millmaster scalping doesn't bother Wizards at all because obviously they sell all their product, right? They're happy to sell their product. It all goes out the door right away. And then they can point to it on the secondary market and go, look at how much demand there is for our stuff. Other people are selling it for even more, you know? Millmaster, drop in a gift membership. Nicely done. Oh, you gave it to Shelton. Shelton! You have been shielded, bro. right, Millmaster, you are the member lord. Thanks for spreading the membership love, bro. For anybody who wants to be able to get gifted memberships, make sure you have them turned on. You need to click on the little green icon at the top of the screen. You see the little 1 there with Millmaster's face? Click on that and turn on Enable Gift Memberships, because if you haven't turned that on, you literally will not be selected as part of YouTube's random membership lottery. Drongo, you're on the summit of the mountain now. Nice. Gotta love the internet. You can literally bring the stream with you. How wild is that? Andrew, you don't think you've ever been a member of any channel? I imagine the majority of people using YouTube haven't, right? Most of the people who use YouTube have never done a super chat, never had a channel membership. They don't engage on that level, right? Some people just don't want to. Some people can't. And some people do choose to, right? So I'm fine with everybody doing things however they want. I don't have any of my content locked behind a membership wall. I've always just made my stuff available to everybody. Here you go. You can watch it if you want or not. You can support it however you want. That's how I like it. I like people actively supporting it because they want to, not because I've strong-armed them into it by denying them access to things. Although other people are free to do that. I don't judge other YouTubers for going the members-only route. Some people like that. So everyone's got different ways of doing things. I've got mine. I'm good with it. It definitely does feel nice to have people supporting me on Patreon and through channel memberships and the super chats and everything, because YouTube ad revenue is not a big amount and it's so variable and intermittent depending on a whole bunch of different factors. So thankfully, the people who support me that way are what allow me to do what I do. And I was thinking earlier today how grateful I am for that, that I can do things my way and that I'm not required to have to go and spend all my time at a particular workplace and then fit this in where and when I can. Because if I had to work all the time, obviously I would have much less time for streaming, and I would still find time to do it here or there, but it would impact my ability to make my videos and do everything the way that I want to. Yeti, yep, Amazon. TCG Player Link isn't a thing anymore. They changed their structure and that had to go because they made it into a terrible deal where they're basically just like, okay, before it was when people used your link. Now it's when they use your link and they've never used TCG Player before and it's only good for the first 3 days and then it shuts off forever. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I guess we're done. And you'll notice you won't find their link on any of my stuff. I never bring it up anymore. I'm donezo with TCG Player. It's terrible. It's terrible. All right, my friends, thanks for coming and hanging out. It's been nice chilling with you. It's time for me to get going, and I will catch up with you guys again tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of your Friday, unless, of course, you get cut in half by the Chainsaw Man!